Man, shout out to Deontay's Boxing Nation.
DBN Nation, of course. Support DBN Nation. You're hearing it from Floyd Money Mayweather.
It's Terrence Crawford, and you're watching Deontay's Boxing Nation.
This is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Deontay's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hi, you're watching Deontay's Boxing Nation. Woo! Hey.
If you know, you know. And if you know that the devil is a liar, then you also know that lying is a second nature when it comes to Eddie Hearn. I never seen a promoter lie more than Eddie Hearn does. Eddie Hearn lies so much that when he tells the truth just one time, it's like a miracle. Now, how you gonna lie about the fight being official between Andy Ruiz and Joshua rematch in Saudi Arabia, and that Andrew Ruiz already accepted a $9 million purse, etc., etc.? It's ridiculous. Andrew Ruiz came out stating that he is not happy and he would not fight Joshua in Saudi Arabia just for $9 million. And I co-sign him 100% because if that's where the money is at, if it's the oil money over there, because y'all know it's the oil money team over here all day. So if they got oil money over there, why would he fight Joshua for $9 million when he got that the first time he fought him, or almost as much as $9 million? Obviously, he probably made $5 to $7 million the first time, but after he beat Joshua for the first time with the fashion and the way he did it in, he deserved probably 50-50 or even more versus a Joshua now. The reason why is because look at his Instagram. And I'm not basing it on Instagram, but before he beat Joshua, I believe he had like 66,000 followers or something like that. He beat Joshua. Now he 1 million plus, possibly even 2 million. I haven't checked. But my point is, he grew in popularity so much that he's a major player in the heavyweight division. So he definitely deserved more than $9 million, especially if he's going to Saudi Arabia. And then what's funny in Saudi Arabia, for people that don't know, they don't have no stadium and none of that. So they have to build one that could hold 7,000 to 10,000. And that's nothing according to Eddie Hearn. So if they're going to fight in the UK or overseas, they usually fight for a big stadium. However, if there's no big stadium over there, why would they go to Saudi Arabia, who got to build a stadium, and that there isn't a stadium? And it just sounds like a way to drag Andrew Ruiz to fight overseas. They probably cancel that, just like Hopkins says, and schedule it somewhere else after fans complain, because at the end of the day, Saudi Arabia is not the safest country in the world. It's safe, don't get me wrong, but it ain't like the US over here where there's no drama or any static from any other country or neighbors, right? So just that fact alone is already making it questionable. And the fact that Andrew Ruiz haven't agreed to it and came on stating that he ain't finna fight Joshua in Saudi Arabia for $9 million. And he don't want to fight in Saudi Arabia. He want to fight in the U.S. But if he's going to go over there, he better get more than 50%. So it just sounds like Eddie Hearn yet again lying, which is no surprise. Like I said, it's a second nature to Eddie Hearn to lie. You know, the devil is a liar. I mean, John Legend told y'all that. But on a serious note, since Eddie Hearn want to talk about Andrew Ruiz keeping his word and fighting and rematching Joshua in the UK like he agreed to, you know, then Anthony Joshua need to do the same thing. He said he's willing to fight and he prefers fighting Ruiz in the US where he lost the first time so he could rewrite his wrongs, right? So if that's the case, then be man of your word, Anthony Joshua. And I will agree with what Eddie Hearn had to say as far as what Andrew Ruiz did or said or agreed to. However, if it wasn't for White's situation where he failed a drug test and still was allowed to fight and allowed to cheat with loaded gloves, and they haven't did nothing about it yet. They still trying to throw it under the bus as far as the B samples and all that BS. So since it's so corrupted over there, why would Andrew Ruiz put himself through that if he already knows or heard that Joshua get supplement exemptions? Which is the same thing White told the British Board of Boxing Control, and he stated that he needed supplements because he missing some type of hormones or whatever the case might be, trying to get an excuse. And that's basically what Joshua, or that's the rumors that Joshua be claiming to get these supplement exemptions. So if there are rumors of that, why would Andrew Ruiz set himself up and go to the UK when it's obviously some dirt going on? Not saying if Joshua is or isn't. However, as soon as he came to the US, he got hit one time and he had 4 rounds to recover, and he couldn't recover in 4 rounds. Keep in mind, Amir Khan, known for a weak chin or a glass chin. If he had 4 rounds to recover versus a Danny Garcia, let's say, he probably would have had recovered. If he had 4 rounds, well, he survived versus Maidana. But my point is, Amir Khan got a glass chin, and he possibly could recover in 4 rounds. Joshua had 4 rounds to recover versus Andrew Ruiz and still couldn't do so. So why would Andrew Ruiz risk the fact that Joshua may get supplement exemptions and fight in the UK? Because if there is more money to make in the US, if DAZN wanted to fight in the US, if Joshua claimed he wanted to fight in the US to rewrite his wrongs so he won't be a laughing stock in the US media, why won't the fight take place in the US? It's just common sense. There's something fishy going on, and that's why Andrew Ruiz don't want to go all the way to the UK unless it's for the bag. If you're a champion, then you should be able to fight anywhere in the world because you're the champion of the world. But y'all want to tell me that Joshua could only win in the UK with all these advantages, including probably supplement exemptions on his side? Then you ain't a real world champion. You a continent champion. Andrew Ruiz, on the other hand, he is willing to go to the UK for the bag. More importantly, he would have went to the UK if it wasn't for that White scandal where he got busted for PEDs and still allowed to fight. So my point is, y'all can't say, oh, well, that applied for Andrew Ruiz, because it doesn't. Ruiz has a reason not to go to the UK because it's shady. Joshua doesn't. So y'all can try to flip the narrative as much as y'all want. However, that won't change a thing. And I never seen the champion that get babysit as much as Joshua have. I mean, all these fighters from the past trying to tell him what to do and this and that. And it's like, man, this was supposed to be a unified champion that knew it all, or he was supposed to be it. And now he getting babysat like, you know, he never went through obstacles before. Okay, it's a loss. Well, let him get in the ring and let's see if he could win or not. Stop with all this babysitting, tapping him behind his shoulder, telling him everything gonna be all right. You could do this. All these champions in the past or ex-champions trying to become motivational speakers to Joshua. Like I said before, this is supposed to be the guy that's the equivalent of Mike Tyson. What happened to him? He can't perform under pressure now? He need a psychologist now? So you're trying to tell me he was a paper champion to begin with? And that's what I've been trying to tell people. Deontay Wilder, he wasn't made a champion. He was born to be a champion. His power is gifted. He hits you one time with that power. I don't care who you is, you got to go. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, they gave him Martinez, I believe, the first time for the IBF. I mean, that guy, man, that was ridiculous, right? And then Klitschko already lost to Tyson Fury. So I don't know how he got to fight him for a belt that he was supposed to fight Ortiz for. And then fought Joseph Parker for the third title, where Joseph Parker really lost to Ruiz. So, man, like I said before, stop babysitting the man. Let him fight for himself, and let's see if he cut for it or not. If he ain't cut like that and he ain't made from the same cloth as a champion is made of, then it is what it is. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute, if you're trying to get dumber by the second. Don't listen to these casual fans. Follow Lantoon Boxing for the funniest boxing memes in the description box below, and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live and to be continued on the next episode of Aki TV. Peace, and we out.